Hello and welcome to the video. This is about agency business models that make millions. And this is good if you're just starting out and you want to create an agency, or good if you've got an existing agency and you want to pivot or maybe refocus your business model. These, as far as I can tell, are the only four business models worth looking into. They're the ones where there are pure living examples of agencies really doing well. So let's just get into it. And I'm going to give live examples of each one too, so you can see exactly how they work. The first one is the do-it-all agency. So this is like a traditional agency. You know, when the web first began up until maybe 10, 15 years ago, all agencies really were do-it-all agencies. They did everything for everyone, whether it's SEO, paid web dev, whether it was social media, content. They just did it all because the internet hadn't matured to a point where specialization was needed or niching was needed. Agencies could just go and pitch to companies, we'll handle all your marketing, because that was the maturity of the web at the time. Now, obviously, the web is a lot more mature. Brands are building their own in-house teams, you know, by default. It's very, very common that brands, and particularly bigger ones, are just going to build their own in-house team. Will they still use agencies? Yes. But there's a bit more of a hybrid approach these days. Anyway, the do-it-all agency model still exists, and it's a very viable model. You can make a hell of a lot of money because the market is so big. There's no vulnerability to changes. You know, if you're doing everything for everyone, then you're always going to do everything for everyone. And whether that turns into AI stuff in the future, or, you know, SEO turns into something else, or web dev turns into something else, you're just going to pivot and change because you're not so deep into any model or any niche or speciality that you're vulnerable to changes. So if you're comfortable with the shifting sands, if you're comfortable building big teams, having big clients, a lot of bespoke work, a lot of customization, this is a good model for you. It can get messy. It can be competitive because there's still a hell of a lot of traditional agencies out there, you know, that just do quotations, proposals, custom work. They look at a business and go, you need this. We're going to build this custom package for you. I think having some level of productization is still key to this, still key to the growth of this. But there is just going to be some more grey areas compared to other models. And an example of this is WebFX. So WebFX, I did check their revenue last year. I can't really remember what it was, but it was in the hundreds of millions, maybe 100 million. But yeah, they're one of the biggest ones, and they're obviously doing AI and search visibility. They're doing digital advertising, content marketing. They're doing CRO, SEO for Amazon. They're doing tracking and analytics. They're doing design, AI development, content marketing. So they're doing everything for everyone. And there's no like productization, at least on the front end. It's basically get a proposal. One of their sales team will call, and they'll build you a custom package based around your revenue, based around your needs. So it's very, very custom, but they've got a huge team. You know, I wouldn't even like to guess how many people are in their team, but it's going to be hundreds. And they probably use external agencies and contractors too. So the power behind a company like WebFX is huge. If your agency is already in this kind of boat and you want to continue, you know, going down this road, then, you know, WebFX is a good model to look at. You know, particularly how they might deliver things, how they might structure things in their team, how they sell things on their website. So, and how they get traffic to the website as well. Look at their ads, look at their organic traffic. Where are they getting their clients for inbound stuff? I imagine they're doing a lot of outbound as well, but, you know, worth looking at. The next model is the specialist agency. So this kind of agency, maybe 10, 15 years ago, things, you know, got mature in marketing, and there was need to kind of have specialist agencies doing specialist things. And these agencies then sold to brands, to their in-house marketing teams, but they could also sell to agencies who had a bigger retainer, and they needed someone to do X, whether the X was, you know, app design or press, digital PR, link building, SEO even. You know, it could be any speciality, but the beauty of a specialist agency is that they go deep onto this really specific thing. and they get really, really good at it. But also because of economies of scale, they can do it better, faster, cheaper. They can do it quicker, easier. So the depth of their knowledge makes it sometimes, or maybe more often than not, makes it very, very sensible to outsource to a specialist agency rather than trying to do it yourself. So an example of this is search intelligence, and this is run by Ferry Cazzoni, and they do digital PR. So that's all they do. They do digital PR, and they've got case study after case study. You don't even read the case studies because they've just got hundreds. They've just got so many, and you just know they're the ones that are going to be the best at this. They've got loads of big clients. It's very, very simple to order. You just get in touch, but they've got the price up front. So yeah, this is a good example of a specialist agency that you could model yourself after. Obviously, whatever you do, if you do email marketing or you do CRO or you do whatever specific thing you're good at, you can model your agency around this and just have a price and then target other agencies or target in-house teams. It's a good model. So the third one is the niche agency. So one niche market. It could be law firms, dentists, trades, SaaS. It could be e-commerce. It could be education businesses. It could be restaurants. So you get the idea. You'll target one agency, and most of the times I see this working well. If you target one industry, and most of the times I see this working well as if you can give, that industry a full service solution. Sometimes the industry is so big and mature that you can target one industry with one specific service. And this is kind of what Hennessy Digital do with law. So if you know Jason, Hennessy is quite big in the SEO space, but he has a niche agency called Hennessy Digital. So if we go and look at that, we can just have a little look at how they're positioning themselves. So they're very much for lawyers, SEO for lawyers and services. So they are doing multiple services. So they're doing SEO, but they're doing paid as well, generally all around marketing. They do some web development as well. So they are doing what I said. So they're going to law firms and they're going to look after their whole marketing. But I believe that they're very specialist in SEO. So they're very, very keen on SEO. Look, they've got testimonials from lawyers. It just becomes very, very obvious if you're a lawyer. These guys are going to be a good choice to go for, to look after your whole marketing. So yeah, just tons of credibility, absolutely tons of it, and they've been going for a long, long time. 2001 or 2002 here, or 2015. Hennessy Consulting was born, so it's still good 10 years. Okay, and then the next one is the wholesaler. So what happens is as the internet matured, kind of like specialist agencies, there are agencies that get very, very good, very, very, very good at economies of scale, and they build systems, processes, which means they can do it again faster, cheaper, better, easier than any other agency who want to try and do it in-house, or any other in-house team that want to try it themselves. A wholesaler really perfects the process and the systems, and they might do multiple things like links, content, design, video, but they're doing it all in this process way, which means that they can sell these deliverables at volume, and they have the power to do that at volume. They have scale. So it means that agencies who want to outsource, and make a profit, make ROI margin on that, can do that. In-house teams that already have their own master plan can outsource to a wholesaler. The wholesaler won't give strategies. They won't run campaigns. They'll just give you the parts so that you can build the campaigns, or the in-house team or the agency can build the campaigns. So this is a good model if you're very systems driven and you already have maybe a couple of 2 or 3 services you do really well, and you think, right, let's pivot to resellers. Let's look at reselling this service in a very productized way, like a factory. So we do it really cheap, or cheap is the wrong word, but we do it at a cost that someone else can resell it for at a very good margin, which makes it very, very easy for them to send volume, which makes it a viable business model. So an example of that would be, obviously, Fat Joe, and this is my agency. We have very, very sophisticated, elegant systems, which mean, we can do a lot of services at volume and we'll never break, because we've got a network of contractors that plug into our system. They're doing work 24/7. We're taking orders 24/7. We've got support team 24/7. And obviously we started with link building, but we took that methodology of a process-driven service and we rolled it out across many, many services. And we rolled it across services that you wouldn't even believe that we productize, and people tell us you can't productize digital PR, for example. You cannot productize it, but we did. People tell us you can't productize video or explainer videos, social video ads, but we did. Infographic design, content plans, press release distribution. Even now we've got AI services, which we're productizing. So this is the fourth business model, and this is the wholesaler route. So if you're starting your agency journey, it's good to choose one of these. But if you're already on a journey with your agency and you want to pivot to one of these models as well, here's a good layout and here's a good map to choose one. And you've got examples as well of that. So yeah, hope you liked the video. It's just a quick one. And hope you found some use out of that. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video and see you soon.